Okay, this is from, and everybody better watch this because it took me a little while to figure it out. It's 12:30. I've been doing this probably for 20 minutes. These two problems. So 11, this is from section 11.6. This was very tricky, which explains why I couldn't get it so easily in class and why you might not have been able to get it. We're supposed to find the area of this rectangle. I didn't shade rectangle with the curves on the side. I didn't shade this in because I couldn't draw in it if it was shaded. So, so I looked at this for a while and I thought we can do something with these 60s and 120. So I made myself a triangle from here to here and from here to here. The one thing I did assume that this line right here was in the center of the rectangle shape. Now what that does is by making this triangle, we're going to make several triangles. So I'm going to make one over here too, which is going to be exactly the same as the one on the right. By doing that, I can say that this angle right in the middle is 60. Next thing I did was, then we can find the area of this sector. See this sector right here? We can find the area of that. We know that if this is 2, that, we don't know the sides yet, but if I draw this line right down here, we know that this is going to be parallel, so this one's going to be 2. That's how I started my problem. We can find the area of the sector right here, this whole sector. So we're going to start with that. Let's find the area of the sector there. So we're going to find the area of the circle is pi r squared. Do we know the radius of the circle? Well, let's see. I found out that this was 60 degrees because these are both 60. I know the radiuses have to be the same, right? And somehow or other I decided, now I can't remember, this is 60 degrees as well. There's a way to tell that, and right now I don't remember what that is. What I might have done was drew a perpendicular line down through here. This would have been 90. This would have cut it in half, so this would have been 30, like that, and then this would have had to be 60. So I think I did that even before I determined that this was 60. So I'm just going to erase this. We know this is 60 because this would be 30, 60, 90 right here. So once we know that they're all 60, we know that the radius is 2. This is a very difficult problem. So the area of the circle is going to be 4 pi. Now we're going to find the area of the sector, including this part out here. So the area of the sector, I'm going to make it look like that, is equal to 4 pi times the fraction, which is going to be 60 over 360, or 1/6. So the area of that sector on the right side is 4 pi over 6, which is 2 pi over 3. So that's that. We also have 2 of those. So we have this one and this sector. So the area of the 2 sectors combined is going to be 4 pi over 3. All right, part 1. All right, part 1. Now, part 2 is we have to get this part here and here figured out. So what I did for that was I brought this 120 down, so we know that this angle is 120. We know that this angle is 60, and this one would have to be 30 because I made this a right angle. And this is going to be a right angle. So we can find out the area of this sector part inside of these, this whole sector, the same way we did over here. So we find the area of the circle times the degree over 360. So that's going to be the area of the circle is 4 pi, and this time it's 120 because we have a 60 and a 60 because this is 120. The central angle is going to be 120 over 360, and that's going to reduce to 1/3. And so the area of that sector is going to be 4 pi over 3. Now that's just one of them. There's two sectors. So we have this sector and we have this sector over here. Okay, let's just figure out this area of this triangle area before we multiply it by 2. So the area of the triangle would be the whole sector minus, oh, now we can figure out, we don't have to subtract anything. Okay. Hopefully I can get these right, because I don't think I did this right after all, but I see how you can do it. So the area of the triangle here, if we know this is a 30, 60, 90, and the hypotenuse is 2, then we know the side opposite the 30-degree angle is 1, and the side opposite the 60 is going to be the square root of 3. So we can find the area of this triangle here. So we're going to find the area of the triangle. Whoops. I just need to scoot this down a little bit too. The area, whoa, sorry about that. It really moved down there. Okay, so the area of the triangle is 1/2, and we have a base, which is 2 square root of 3's, right? Of this whole triangle here. So it's going to be base, which is 2 root 3 divided by 2. And that's going to be the area of that top triangle, the one with 120 degrees. Now hopefully this works because I did this differently this time. So the area of the triangle is going to be the square root of 3 divided by 2. And there's going to be 2 of them because we have this triangle and we have this triangle. And we have to add those on to our sectors. So here we go. So we're going to take this times 2 because there's 2 triangles. So it's going to be 2 root 3 over 2, and the 2's cross out. So the area of this triangle and this triangle is just equal to the square root of 3. Final step, we're going to add these 2 together. We're going to add the sector over here. Everything's going to be colored in this sector, which is this, and we're going to add it to our triangle on the top and our triangle on the bottom, and watch how nicely this works. So 4 pi over 3 plus the square root of 3, common denominator is 3, so we have 4 pi plus, this had better work out after all this. Yeah, something didn't work out here. Oh my. This is the square root of 3. Oh, this just should have been the square root of 3. I divided it by 2 twice. There we go. Okay, so this should have been 2 square root of 3 right here. Hopefully I didn't mess you up. 2 square root of 3. I divided it by 2 and then I multiplied it by 1/2. So that's how we got the extra 2. Now this should be, we're finding a common denominator, which is 1. So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So it's going to be 6 root 3. And believe it or not, that, my friends, is the answer. So just to recap, I found the area of these sectors. I had to figure out that it was a 60-60 triangle by dividing this triangle, finding the altitude, and figuring out that this would be 30. If this is 90, this has to be 60. And then I found the area of this triangle, but first I had to find this degree. You really didn't need to find the sector on that one. And then once I found that degree, I could use a 30, 60, 90 triangle to find the base and the height, and I added them together. Okay, I don't know which one's worse, this one, number 17, or number